everyone, this is Shokora Zouheikyoku aka Chocomint, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Celestia. In the last playthrough, we have been through a roller coaster of feelings of between Iluna and Solis about how they felt to each other, and maybe this time there will be a conclusion to that mixed array of feelings. Let's continue. I'd like you to stay. I'd like you to stay. What? The mission is neither my smartest move nor my most self-aware, yet it is me at my most honest. I can feel his glow flare up, and I can immediately see his blush. A faint smile dances on his lips, but it immediately vanishes into a shocked look. If I wasn't paying so much attention to him, I never would have noticed that smile. What do you mean by that? He sounds absolutely scandalized. I just want you to come into my room. Nothing improper, I promise. But this is already this late. Solis finishes that last part with a reluctance in his tone that wasn't there before. If it weren't Solis, I'll say he's tempted to come in, just to be closer for a while. But Solis would never. Would he? Solis gazes at me for a moment before finally deciding on words. Fine. Thank you. But I will wait outside your door. If you like to talk while you get ready for bed, feel free to. I will not answer. I will not enter. I can live with that. Alright, thank you for staying with me. I know it's selfish, but I would simply like to spend more time with you. I don't think he'll respond, but I hear a quiet statement slip between his lips and into the open air between us. It's not selfish if I want the same thing. I crane up at him, and Solis returns my gaze with a shy smile. Shall we go? Yes, let's. It would be more proper for us to hook arms now that we're on the castle grounds, but we continue to hold hands. Yay! Hand holding! It would be more proper for us to talk about business or something completely inane, but we are quiet. It would be preferable to others who see us in each other's company to try and look like upstanding celestials, but our clothes shine too bright for either of us to care. After Solis wordlessly opens the door to my room and shuts it behind me, I lean against the door to make sure he's still there. I can hear his foot tapping on the other side, and my throat goes dry. Lord Solis? Yes, Your Grace? You seemed happier in town earlier. Did I? Because if so, you only have yourself to blame. Oh? It's in part because of my realizations. I have you to thank for those. I have never been more grateful for anything in my life. I gape in surprise, my lips flapping speechlessly. Finally, I settle on something to say. That's a rather current statement, but a true one that comes from the heart. It has been my loss to not have spent so much time with humans. I am beginning to wonder if, for the sake of formality and what is proper, I have demeaned them. There's a bit of silence. I have a feeling he's going to say something else, so wait. It takes a little time, but I hear Solis clear his throat. But now, keeping that distance is something I wouldn't dare to do. Especially not if with you. You make it seem as though you were always alone. This isn't your first celestial gathering, correct? It is not. I made out at one such event. But at the start, I had no one. That must have been lonely. It was. But even so, I was determined to make it on my own, without relying or caring for anyone. There's a reason I have no moons in my sky, timekeeper, and unfortunately I am beginning to think that is because of me. On the other side of the door, I can hear the smile in his voice. My pompousness, if you will. I don't think that's quite right. You were a bit much. I don't think that's quite right. I mean, he is quite arrogant, but he has selective priority on people, I guess. He pay more attention to a celestial than humans, so he's not a bad person. I'm not sure I would call it pompousness. I'll call it misdirected ego. So, pompousness. You make it sound so harsh. I deserve it. My desire for total independence and fear of intimacy manifested in strange ways. And that is one of them. Grandeur is a protection, Your Grace. A protection from friends, perhaps. On the other side of the door, Solis chuckles. Still, your example helps me realize how lonely being a celestial can be, and how I didn't want that not just for myself, but for you. Selfless as always, Your Grace. I think it was selfish, actually. Despite what some would consider my better judgment, I wanted to stay with you so we both could be less alone. But you had Valendister, do you not? True in some ways, but Val is different. He lives his life his way, and I wouldn't want to take that away from him just because I'm lonely. If he wants to roam the galaxy freely, then so be it. I wouldn't want to stop him. Solis is silent at the mention of roaming the galaxy, then signs. That is an excellent point. Aside from these primates, Solis' general lack of commentary about Vale surprises me. I think to bring it up, but I don't, instead choosing to savor this moment between us. So, while we both have people in our corner, I'm glad we found each other too. As am I. In spite of your distaste, you were willing to still try to bear with me. Oh, was I your main motivator then? Well, I can hardly say I did it for myself. That makes me sound far more selfish than I intend to be. I don't think it's bad to be selfish sometimes, but to give credit to yourself. I can picture the serious expression on his face. So you wouldn't mind if I was a little selfish? My breath hitches, the word feeling like it's folding around me. What could he possibly mean? I'm afraid to ask, but I approach the door tentatively. How so? I wish to hug you. My mind goes completely blank. Without thinking, I reach and yank the door open. I see Solis step back, almost stumbling all the way against the opposite wall. Then do it. Do what? Hug you? Yes. Solis looks nervous as he steps closer to me. It's almost comical to think that when we danced mere hours before, he held me fully in his arms without a blush. But then, I suppose this has a weight to it that means so much more than a mere dance. As I open my arms, he edges closer to me. He stands there for a moment before enveloping my body in his strong arms, pulling me against his warm chest. It's a little tight at first, but his grip loosened a bit as I relaxed against him, bringing my own arms against his back. That's cute. That's really cute. I also really like the style too. The normal sprite is fine. It's great. It looks great. But this style is also great too. Really cute. I wonder if he holds me in this way because he cares for me as well. My brain grabs for a less romantic response, but nothing else comes to mind. He does not make any other moves. He doesn't move his hands lower, doesn't lean to kiss me even. Instead, he just holds me tenderly, as though I am something precious in his eyes. Could I expect these types of warm embraces if he were in my sky? I want to ask, but as soon as I open my mouth, Solis is already pulling away. I should be going now. Oh. Solis takes a few reluctant steps back. I'm not sure what expression I have on my face, but whatever it is, he looks confused in response to it. You know, if I am honest, I wish that I could stay. Then stay is the only response that comes to mind, yet it is nothing I am able to say. I merely look at him with solemn eyes. It's just that I want to be by your side for just a little while longer. In the face of my silence, Solis walks closer toward me. I want to look at him and look away at the same time. Instead, I settle for looking at his arms. Instead, I settle for looking at his hands. Slowly, I reach out and grasp them tightly. I hear a little gasp come out of him, and I'm relieved some things never change. If you needed me to warm your hands, all you needed to do is say the word. I didn't. That's very kind of you. The word. Yes, this crack jokes. The word. I smile wryly and Solis blinks in surprise. Then he chuckles. I suppose I will accept that too. Oh man. This is a kind of lame joke, but it makes me kind of laugh a little. His hands are suddenly much warmer as he heats my naturally cool fingers. It's an unexpected kind gesture, and it only makes me squeeze his hands more tightly. Sorry, my thoughts are just too tangled, but you don't have to fret over me. Besides, I will be seeing you soon enough. If it's still alright with you, that is. Of course it is. He looks offended at the idea of anything different. Please, meet me in my office if you have a chance to. Solis lowers himself in a deep bow. Solis lowers himself into a deep bow. taking my hand to lightly press his lips against the knuckles. It might be a simple courtesy to him, but right now, it means the world to me. I watch him go until he's long out of sight before returning to my room. Closing the door behind me feels lonelier than before. But do I really want to choose Solis as the star of my planetary system? The question is heavy, and for a moment, I wish I had longer than 10 days to decide. Tomorrow. I'll figure this out tomorrow. Satisfied, I get ready for bed. This will all be behind me soon enough. As long as I confront the problem head on, I can definitely figure out what to do. Bill sits across from me as we relax in the forest, looking seriously up at the sky. I wonder what he's thinking. Belle? Belle jolts at my voice, his eyes full of a strange mix of nostalgia and melancholy. He seems tired, the usual mirth gone from his face. I know he's thinking about his human life. I want to help him somehow, but something tells me his heart is in a place that I cannot reach. Luna, I was just thinking about things. Life, the usual. About not having human memories? Belle sighs and gives a bittersweet smile. Something like that, yeah. You seem lost in your thoughts, and not in good ones. Do I know? It chuckles, but is a completely hollow sound. Do you want to talk about it? Oh, I don't need to go over that old story again. I'll be okay, Dove. Oh, it's just a lot on my mind, that's all. I smile at him as reassuringly as I can. His smile back is a bit more genuine, but there's still that sense of exhaustion in his eyes. I reach out and take his hand, just to offer the comfort of touch. Can I ask you something? Of course, anything. If you had any idea what your past was like, would you change the path you are now? I think about it for a moment. If my existence as a celestial is because I saved people I love, then no. There isn't even a single part of me that could be so selfish. Belle sighs. You wouldn't, would you? I look at him again, a little regretful that I didn't give the answer I think he was looking for. No, I don't think I would. I see. I figured you'd say that, but it was worth asking. You're happier now, and I'm happy for you, but I think I'm going to look into it. My past, I mean. As long as you promise to come back soon, I don't mind. That's bold of you to make such a request. I grin at him cheekily. Lord Solis must have rubbed off on me a bit. Will you abandon our friendship because of it? Belle throws his head back in laughter, as if something inside him has been released. Depends on how in love with him you are by the time I get back. I grimace at the honesty in his words. You're the worst. He stokes the fire, then leans back into a relaxed pose. Again, I'll tell you, it's a gift. I'm on the balcony getting some fresh air when a familiar voice intones behind me. Your Grace? Oh. I let of small gaps in surprise. We weren't supposed to meet here, so I'm surprised he's joined me. Did I surprise you? I was thinking about something. I'm not sure what I want to say. I was thinking about something. No, my apologies. I was thinking about something. May I hear your thoughts? I hesitate before giving my slow reply. They aren't particularly profound or positive. I don't mind such things. If something is bothering you this much, I'd rather hear it than remain ignorant. Thank you. I suppose it's just the past. I was talking to. I cut myself off. Should I mention Val around him? I'm fairly sure Solis can read between the lines, but it still feels strange mentioning the material knowing how much they dislike each other. See my worry. Solis raised a genteel hand. That's an interesting word. It's alright. You can say Valadester. What were you speaking with him about? I relaxed. Mostly the past. He asked me if I could have more fragments of my past. Would I change the path I'm on? And I said that I wouldn't. Was that the right answer for him? I don't believe so. What about you? It was. I am happy as a celestial, and I don't think I would give up my experiences based on who I used to be. I'd rather look forward to the future instead. Oh? Maybe the human I once was would have wanted something to hold on to, but the celestial I am now is too focused on keeping the tides from drowning my humans to think of anything else. It's strange to think about. Val always said that maybe they'll somehow return to me if I wanted them badly enough, but I'm not sure I want them back. Oh? Solis' gaze is filled with interest. I'd rather make new memories instead. Solis nods in agreement. I understand, and if you want to hear my thoughts, I believe that while our past lives might be gone, the future is full of potential. Solis' expression is thoughtful. I agree. So I'm trying to live my best life. That's the only way I can repay the human that once wants me. It helps that my new memories are all, well... I look up at him, feeling shy. They're all of you. I think of you often. You do? A small laugh escapes my lips. Why wouldn't I? We're close enough for that now, don't you think? So we are, apparently. I hope that doesn't bother you. Did I offend you? You blush so easily. I hope that doesn't bother you. I study his face, trying to figure out if he's uncomfortable, but he quickly dispels the notion. Bother me? No, of course not, Lady Luna. It's just new. That much I do understand. We stay in silence for a moment. I look up at the sky and wonder at the pieces of it sparkling in the distance. Wonder at the way the universe patched the galaxies together like a needle to fabric. The way those patches eventually form the world that surrounds us. The way it's sewed together, me, him, and everything the two of us hold dear. How could I think of tearing it apart when all alone? I felt something indescribable drawing me toward him. And then it dawns on me. I could have this right in my galaxy. Every day he could spend time at my side, giving my planet life and warmth and brightening my moon. Then, every 100 years, I could spend my time with him. This feeling is not something I want to let go of. I look at him. Solis. His eyes are wide as he stares at me. No doubt because he's never heard me say his name without a title. Yes, Lady Iluna? I must gather my confidence as I think about what I wish to say. What? I try to keep my tone as calm as possible when I say it, despite the fact that my heart is trembling in my chest. I want to get to know you better. He speaks a single word in question. Why? In my silence, Solis draws closer to me. As his face draws near, Solis echoes himself, this time with more urgency. Tell me why, Your Grace. Please. I look away for a moment. I don't know exactly. Maybe it's because we spent so much time together. Solis looks crestfallen. I see. So I am merely a pastime. What? That's not what I said. He flashes me a heartbreaking smile. Of course not. You are much too polite. Solis, you don't get it at all. I take a deep breath and say the words that have tickled my mind since I first fell into his arms as I descended. I want to be closer to you, if you will allow me to. Are you sure? Do you think I would jest about something so serious? Not at all, but it is too soon. We are often pressured to rush since we have put 10 days in these bodies. But I am of the opinion that we should take our time getting to know each other more before we let our hearts run away with us. I understand his reasoning, but perhaps because I am already swept up in an emotional high, I can't help but feel disappointed, just a little. Ever perceptive, Solis touches my hand lightly. Have I displeased you, Your Grace? I have. If so, I promise that it is unintentional. I am inexperienced, having never been chosen by a moon for another sky. I am not rejecting you. I am just well aware that this is not a decision that should be made lightly. Allow me to think on it. Alright, please consider me well. Solis smiles gratefully at me, clearly appreciating the fact that I am okay with taking things slow. Tomorrow I will be occupied, but I am certain I will see you again soon and with an answer. Keep yourself well, Lady Iluna. Keep yourself well, Lord Solis. Very few days remain on my time on this world, so I decide to spend time on the nature that I would soon only be able to observe again. That's when I see an odd duo, namely Zouheikyoku and Vel playing some sort of game. I walk over to join them. Prince Zouheikyoku, Vel, how are you? Vel drags his gaze from the board to me, his voice slightly distracted as he concentrates on trying to win. Whatever it is they're playing. Hello, Dove. Nice to you. Hello, Dove. Nice of you to flirt by. Zouheikyoku looks at us somewhat coolly, his expression unchanging aside from a small nod of acknowledgement. I am well. Thank you for asking. Satisfied with the piece, he's moved on the board. Bear looks at me again, this time giving me his full attention. I was doing well, but I'll be doing better now that you're here. I lift an eyebrow incredulously. Oh? Yeah, we're tag teaming up, Dove. You distract him so I can win. And this should be a good time to end for this one. And there should be a good time for pausing and our playthrough today. I will leave you guys to the cliffhanger of the game between Prince Zouheikyoku and Vel. So this time, more serious stuff happens. There was a hug, a lovely hug that I greatly enjoyed to see between Iluna and Solis. And then Iluna thinks more about her feelings and decided on who her skies finally will be. But it is an important decision, so they gonna need some time to think before the final decision. So generally, this playthrough is a mixture of anticipation of the final stretch, the final result. How exciting! Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next playthrough of Celestia. Bye bye!